Econlab2 is the second of two laboratories organized by MAPS on the topic of linking sectoral and economy-wide models. The lab drew together research teams from Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Peru and South Africa. The aim? To gain a better understanding of the socio-economic impacts of mitigation actions within these countries in order to assist policymakers in making evidence-based decisions. Given the context of the participating countries, the focus was particularly on linking energy and land use models to CGE models. Discussions also focused on key methodological challenges, such as calculating the co-benefits of mitigation actions and constructing carbon tax and cap-and-trade scenarios. A cafe session also opened the floor to lively discussions on various technical issues that interested attendees.
We need to transform our energy systems. We need to accommodate the economic dislocations and changes that are going to be associated with that. And this transformation process is difficult because, of course, we need to do things in an entirely new way. So this is why we really need to link up with engineers, environmental people, economists, understand the full system as best we can, and chart out a transformation path.
This is a very interesting opportunity to see some other countries that are in the same region, how they are dealing with the issue of how to assess mitigation actions and the effects of this mitigation action on the economic side.
I think just firstly in a general sense was a very collegial atmosphere, and it really led to a lot of positive outcomes. And I think what was remarkable is the level of professionalism and knowledge of the teams. The standard, I think, that's emerged in these teams is very high.
Here we saw different ways that the different teams are taking in order to get the same goals. But the workshop, this workshop is useful in order to see the process, to identify the intermediate steps and the different stages that every group is going now. And I think that it is quite useful.
But a lot of the same people that are working in mitigation are also working in impacts and adaptation. And I think that's useful because we're now starting to get a combination, these things coming together, and I think that'll be useful in the future.
Jobs, jobs, jobs. That's what Treasury told us. If you want to sell mitigation, jobs are the way to do it. This co-benefit is critical in South Africa.
Well, in the case of Peru, the main sector that produces emissions are the forestry, the LULUCF sector. So, but it's very difficult to introduce policies to decrease the level of emissions in that LULUCF sector. So that's the main challenge, I would say, because you can't tax emissions to the forestry sector, but it is pretty informal.
And the other, I think, contribution that we made is to tell the group how things have been working in Chile in order to make a participation process. This MAPS process in Chile is really a participation from civil society, from the government, from the ministries, some NGOs. So how they can make comments and can they contribute to the entire project.
So we had some very good modeling advice on how to progress step by step, but it's not an easy thing to do, and it's not necessarily something the CGE model is good at. What it is good at is putting a tax on and seeing how the social accounting matrix compensates for that in terms of capital flows and factor productivity effects and so on. But how that affects employment is something we're going to need to work on, and it could be one of the really pivotal outcomes of these papers and this process if we can develop robust methodology. So it's a challenge, but it's exciting at the same time.
So I think it's a great opportunity to change idea, to make you think how to deal better with this problem. Because we're basically researchers, So we're not policymakers, so we're researchers, so we want to find the best methodology to help people to make decisions for the future. I think this is a good opportunity to do that.